You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about how it's going to go when it comes out, likely towards the very end of November sweeps, that it's Xander Cook, who is Victor Kiriakis' secret son, not Alex Kiriakis. So I want to talk about the 5 biggest character reactions to this earth-shattering news. You know, some are going to be positive, some negative, but all of it's going to be really, really soapy. Let's dig in and talk about this huge change of fate coming for Xander and coming within the next few weeks. If you haven't, though, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our day's updates. So the first reaction I want to talk about is from the person who architected this big, fat, stinking lie, and that's Teresa Donovan. Teresa is going to be absolutely outraged because Xander finding out that he is Victor's son means her plan failed. And she's been exposed as a lying, scheming, money-grubbing backstabber who's willing to rip families apart to screw over Xander and score a personal payday for herself. I suspected right away that Teresa was behind this. I did a video way back, like right as they were coming back from Greece. I did it immediately about how and why she did it. The only thing I actually had wrong was that Constantine was in on it with her. That was a nice surprise. I didn't see him coming. That was out of left field, and I love to be surprised. So Teresa saw a threefold advantage to her plan. 1, she could screw over Xander, and, 2, she could seduce newly wealthy Alex, and 3, she could make Brady Black really jealous. So she's feeling pretty giddy right now, but I suspect all this blows up in sweeps because she's not staying too long. The initial run for the character in this return was 12 weeks, and we got like 4 weeks, I think, give or take, of Jen Lilly in the role. Then they swapped over to Emily O'Brien, who was going to be in the role for 8 weeks total. And the end of November sweeps just about coincides with the end of that 8 weeks. So that's the timeline I'm looking at. And of course, Teresa's head is going to explode when her reindeer games to cheat Xander of his inheritance are exposed. I hope Brady never talks to her again. I don't think Alex will, and I doubt she'll get to leave Salem with their son, Tate Donovan. She may just have to walk out of town with a shirt on her back and everybody hating her, including her new lover, Alex. All right. The second reaction I want to talk about is Maggie Horton. Maggie is going to be thrilled because she adores Xander. She wants him to be with Sarah, raising their baby together. She always advocates for Xander. She told Sarah not to lie to him, and she's always showed him plenty of maternal affection. And once Maggie finds out that Xander is her stepson by marriage, even though Victor's dead, it is going to absolutely tickle her pink. She will start treating him even more like a son than she does now. And if the info that Suzanne Rogers leaked is accurate, then he'll be her son-in-law again, too. So I expect her to insist that Xander move right back into the mansion, assume his rightful place as the head of the Kiriakis clan and as the head of Titan. Although I do suspect Xander will immediately reinstate Maggie in a leadership position, probably working right alongside him. And I'm there for it. I love their dynamic together. I almost love him with Maggie more than I love him with Sarah, just in terms of, obviously not anything inappropriate and romantic, but just their vibe, just how much she really, really cares about him. She has been that perfect mother figure for him. So I just love it. All right. Let's talk about the reactions of, and I've put these together because they're father and son, Justin and Alex Kiriakis. These guys are going to be ecstatic. Justin is going to feel so much relief that his uncle wasn't cheating with Angelica behind his back and lying to him. Justin's going to be so happy that Alex is still his son in every way. As for Alex Kiriakis, the power and money, those were a consolation prize. He didn't want to be Victor's son. He is really torn up about finding out that his dad is not really his biological father, even though, they still love each other. I expect Alex will be giddy and he'll hand that crown right to Xander without a second thought. I mean, there's no reason to fight over it because first, Xander is the real secret son. So Alex doesn't have any legal standing. And honestly, I think he's just going to be overjoyed to find out he and Justin are just right back to where they were before. I do think Alex is going to have a few things to say to Teresa, though, and who can blame him? I mean, she ripped out his heart by basically taking his father from him, taking Justin from him, and all because she's a gold digger who hates Xander. She had better pack her bags and run fast before the townsfolk of Salem come for her with pitchforks and torches. That's all I got to say about that. All right, let's talk about Sarah Horton's reaction. She's going to be so happy for Xander. You know, a lot of the bad deeds he did in the past were done at Victor's orders, trying to prove his loyalty to him, trying to win praise from him. Xander adored Victor, and he wanted his approval so much. When Uncle Vic gave an order, Xander hopped right to it. You know, if he said jump, he said how high and in what direction. And to have this validation that Victor found out Xander was his son and was about to come home and acknowledge him, only he died in that tragic plane crash, that's just going to be a game changer for Sarah's baby daddy and for Sarah. I think she's going to see this as a big reset for him that's going to change Xander's life for the better and change it for good. And it'll make him a better parent for their daughter and a better potential partner for her. So I think this is going to be a huge double thumbs up from Sarah too. All right, the last reaction I want to talk about to this news is Xander himself. Of course, Xander is going to be ecstatic, but I'd be surprised if he believed it at first. Like, he's so conditioned to be kicked and treated badly by other people and to be thought less of. You know, remember when Victor had him working as the gardener? I mean, Xander has not had a lot of wins in his life. So let's be real. This is huge. He absolutely worshiped Victor. He wanted his love. He wanted his approval. So even though his biological dad, Victor, died before they could be reunited as father and son, this is still going to mean so much to Xander after the fact. And I think he's going to want to be the best man that he can to live up to that Kiriakis legacy. And I know Victor himself was actually a villain, but I don't think Xander's going to go full villain, like in stepping into his dad's footsteps that way. I expect, you know, he is going to take on the name Xander Kiriakis. I think he is going to see that he has big shoes to fill, and we'll get right on it, but in the best possible way, like the good parts of Victor, not the villainous parts of Victor. Xander's going to take good care of Maggie and Sarah and Victoria, you know, his dad's namesake granddaughter. It is absolutely fitting that Xander's daughter, you know, who's Victor's biological granddaughter, bears his name. I suspect Xander's initial reaction is going to be skepticism and then shock. And then I think he'll be kind of like just in awe once the truth is verified. And I'm sure they're going to verify it. And then he's going to be over the moon. I actually love that this is Victor Kiriakis' final storyline on Days of Our Lives, that they wrote this happy ending for Victor's secret son, and that Victor is going to be remembered every time we see Xander and his daughter Victoria, who's named for her granddad. I just think is an epic send-off. It's, to me, the best possible outcome of this storyline. For it to be Alex and him to be ripped away from Justin and all that, I knew right away that's not how Days is going to send off Victor Kiriakis. That's why I made that initial Teresa video. I just knew in my gut, no, this is not how showrunner Ron Carlivati is treating John Aniston's legacy. But Xander being his son, that makes sense. It's poetic, it's beautiful, it's karmic, it's full circle. That's my reaction to it. You guys can tell I'm ecstatic. So I am really excited. I'm excited to see everybody's reactions. These are just a few of the many reactions we'll see. I know some people are going to be negative because other people besides Teresa don't want to see Xander getting a win, but it's happening. It's coming. And I think it's coming right towards the end of November sweeps. All right, drop your comments below. Tell me your reaction. How excited are you for Xander or not, if you're not, and that's okay. I appreciate everybody's comments. You don't have to agree with me. That's all right. We just have to be respectful, but that's cool. All right, click a like if you enjoyed this, and definitely please click subscribe if you haven't already, and come back tomorrow because we're here talking Days of Our Lives every single day of the week, all 7 of them. This has been Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.